I have helped over 400 agents close more listings to prove it's not luck. George is just one of them. This post is posted by him just around Christmas time, and he's saying, in the last 4 weeks, I have managed to close 6 deals, 3 more on the way, firming up by end of Friday. This is just to say, slow season isn't real. People will tell you, oh, December isn't busy. I promise you, if you're making your calls and being the best version of you at closing deals, it will be busy. 9 deals, 4 weeks, 2-ish deals per week. Make the phone call. And then let me show you one more thing. Same George, January 25th. Happy Saturday, just sold a house, beautiful day to sell another. Let's make those phone calls. This low season, we work twice as hard. It's not luck. Let me show you how to do this. Also, just to let you guys in, George is not the only one. We have, as I said, over 400 agents that we have held over the past 4+ years, almost 5 years now. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Eetu. I'm the founder and CEO at Mescula, a real estate growth agency that's revolutionizing the way realtors acquire listings by implementing the AI-enhanced, value-first online listing acquisition system. On this channel, I'll show you how to build scalable and predictable listing acquisition systems to close extra 12, 24, 36 or even more listings per year. And if you're already a subscriber, welcome back, thank you, and let's dive in. Just to let you know, closing leads from online leads, it's quite simple, but it's definitely not easy. And scaling your business to 7 figures in commissions is also not the easiest thing to do. But it's pretty simple at the end of the day. This is how I would scale. If I would be a real estate agent, I would scale from scratch to 7 figures in commissions without me needing to do all the work. Here's how I would do it. First, obviously, you gotta have a system. You gotta have an acquisition system that is reliable, it's proven to work, and not only generate leads, conversations, but also having a proven process to convert those leads and conversations into in-person appointments that you can then turn into listings. So you need the system. You can either build one based off of my videos and other videos that you can find online, or you can invest into a company that will build one for yourself, right? Then you want to get the first leads come in. And the key here is to fail, and fail often and fail a lot, because by failing at this step, you will learn the skills of lead conversion, especially when it comes to online lead conversion. It's totally different game. So you definitely need to fail in order to learn, okay? You can speed up the process by actually having a coach, having sales process that you are learning from someone that is proven to already work and convert. However, no matter who your coach is or what you're doing, you do need to fail. And I just want to make this super clear, because not every lead will close and not every lead will be phenomenal. And you just need to expect that it will be hard, right? The first leads that you're gonna get in, either they suck or you suck. Or you get super lucky and you get someone to close right away, which doesn't happen that often. But it is a skill that you gotta learn. Then obviously, the next step from there is to get your first in-person appointment set. So once you start getting leads in, and you start actually being able to even have conversations with these leads, and then you know what type of questions do I need to ask when I'm on the phone conversation with these people, and how can I get them to actually open up to me and be motivated enough to even meet with me, right? Then you start to actually crack the code on the lead conversion on the phone and having those conversations, and from there getting them in-person appointments. And now you have learned one skill, but you gotta remember that it's totally different ball game to not only convert a lead from an opt-in to a conversation to an in-person appointment, but it's also way different process when you're meeting with these online leads the first time in person compared to you would be meeting someone from your sphere of influence or referral network, etc. Right? It is a different source, so you have to treat it also differently. Not only on the phone, but also when you're meeting with them the first time. You gotta be able to actually turn the strangers into people who really enjoy working with you and want to spend time with you in order to actually get to work with you. Next step from there, what I do recommend is you implement some type of voice AI solutions, right? So once you receive your first 40 to 50 leads, you have been able to have those conversations, and then you want to be setting up voice AI systems to actually get the AI agent to have those conversations on your behalf with the leads, so that you can actually focus your time more on the actions and the activities that will be closer to the money, right? And that will move the money needle more. So you want to be focused on leverage effort instead of just the effort, right? However, when you do implement voice AI solutions, that doesn't mean that you would just stop calling the leads or engaging with the leads yourself and just waiting for that voice AI to set everything up for you. No, you do want to still continue to have those conversations and continue to follow up yourself as well, and also personalize your touches even more. When you implement something like voice AI, you have more time and more opportunities to actually provide more personalized service to your leads and prospects. So you don't want to forget that. Next from there, once you get your first 1 to 2 listings and cash flow come in, and then you actually document the process while you're doing so. When I'm saying documenting a process, I mean that not only you record your calls when you're calling the leads and having those conversations, but you also take notes what you're doing when you're going in person, what are you doing in between of actually setting the in-person appointment and seeing and meeting with them, right? What are the different things that you're doing? Confirmation messages? Are you sending some value? Are you adding them as a friend on Facebook? Are you following them on Instagram and getting them to see your, what are those things that you're doing in between the meetings, right? And obviously, if you'll be working with us, for example, like we have different things that we recommend when it comes to that period. However, you always do want to document your successful cases. One note here is that a key thing to remember is that don't make decision too fast whether the thing you did or didn't do was the reason why you got certain results, because you do need more data than just one successful listing or one successful transaction to know like if your process that you're doing is actually the reason why you're getting those, or if you just got a layup deal, right? So you want to be really objective in terms of like, okay, what am I doing and what are the results of my actions, right? And then really documenting everything. That's why you have to document every single thing, not only the calls, not only tracking your actions, not just recording your calls, but also taking notes what you're doing in between the set and the meeting, and then what you're doing at the meeting when you're actually meeting with them. How do you run through the process? How do you run through your walkthrough? What do you do the first thing you go in person? What are the first words out of your mouth that you're saying or asking? All those different things, you want to document that, right? And you keep on doing while you continue to work the process, right? Once you have got your first couple listings for first or second listing come in, and you have cash flow come in, and you can see that you're close to or even have already broke even, but you're close to break even points, then I do recommend you start scaling up your ad spend. So you start putting more money into your campaigns in order to scale up the system, because that way you get more opportunities and you get to those in-person meetings faster, and then you also get to actually sign up listings faster, just because the less money you put into ads to your ad spend, the more time it will take to get those data points that you need in order to have an in-person appointment, in order to get a closing, etc. It's super simple. That's how it works. Once you're close to break-even point, that's when you want to start scaling up your ad spend, especially if you have already closed a deal. But even at the point where you see like, okay, I'm getting in-person appointments, I'm getting these conversations, okay, I'm getting a listing, I got a listing signed or even a second one, that is a point when you need to realize like, oh shoot, this actually works. I'm getting these opportunities, I'm having these conversations, I'm meeting with people, and I even have a listing signed. That should tell you that, hey, I'm doing something right here, this thing is working, let me scale up the budget so that I can get more deals faster and I can get more feedback faster in terms of my process and what I'm doing, if you really want to scale your production, right? Cool. Then once you somewhere around 70% full when it comes to your availability and your capability of actually having conversations with the leads and calling the leads and then meeting with the leads and closing the deals and all that stuff, then that's a point where you really want to hire an ISA. So inside sales agent, basically an appointment setter who is going to not only follow up, but help you with lead conversion and actually give you more time to, again, focus on the activities that are more leveraged and are closer to the money and are actually moving the money needle faster for you, right? Or not even faster, but having just more leverage before on those. So you want to hire an ISA, inside sales setter, an appointment setter, to help you follow up with their leads, nurture your leads, and actually convert those into phone conversations. Some people do need another conversation, and that may be beneficial that you, as the agent, the second phone call, as well as obviously ISAs to set up in-person appointments, right? So this also depends on what's the data and the feedback you gotten from your specific sales process in your specific market, because like in some situations, it may be better for you, or your conversion may be higher if you just have one phone conversation with them and then you straight up get them to in-person no matter what the situation is. Or it may be better for your process if you have two phone conversations and then get them the in-person appointment and then from there follow-up appointments. So it really depends on like your sales abilities as well as a bit of the type of people that you okay meeting with. However, here's a tip. I recommend you meet with every single one that you just can get meeting set with, and you start building those relationships, you start providing value, because that's how you can eventually really explode and get those 10x returns from your paid ads, right? Especially if you're really looking to grow, because what that means on the other hand is that you do need to make sacrifices, and some of the sacrifices may be time at that beginning stages. So if that's the way, I'm committed, I will grow, I will hit 7-figure commissions, that's most likely what you want to do then, right? So just meet with everyone, get those relationships built, and do that. That's what I would do. That's what I did when we built our own business and all that stuff. So obviously, once you get your ISA, you need to train them, or for example, get us to train the ISA to convert your leads to in-person appointments. By the way, if you do want to see what we about and what we can potentially do to help you scale up your listing acquisition and scale up your business, check out the video. There's a link somewhere in the description. Go through it, schedule your interview, and someone from my team will have a chat with you to see if we can potentially help. Back to the video. So obviously, you need someone or yourself to train the ISA to convert your leads to in-person appointments. So now, thankfully, because I already told you to document the process while you're doing the phone calls, when you're doing the follow-ups, while you're setting up the in-person appointments, all that stuff, you can give that to the ISA as a material, like a training. You can create a training program based off of your documentation for them to go through during onboarding, right? To get them more familiar with your process, as well as obviously then to continue train them. You can't just expect that someone comes in, another human comes in to your business and you just give them a script and they will crush it, because you did not crush when you just got a script. You needed training, and even if the ISA would already have experience, you still need to train them to your process, to these specific leads, etc. So that's why training is important. So leading, managing, and training, and keeping them accountable, hugely important thing with team members. Cool. Then let's see what's next. What's next on my list? Price. Continue to document your process from in-person appointment to listing. So this is really the step. Obviously, you want to do it when you get your first ones, but once you actually start cracking the code and getting more in-person appointments, the next problem there is like, okay, how can I turn more and more of these in-person appointments into listings? That's a challenge you have then. That's a problem you have then. So first, you have problem, I don't have enough leads. You've solved that by getting us to build you the systems, or work with us or build it yourself, and then you have leads, but then you can't get people to pick up the phone. Now you have a new problem. Then you solve that, and now you have conversations. Now you aren't able to get more in-person appointments set. You just have conversations, and you're able to set the in-person appointments, no one is ready yet, etc. You have all these basic objections that you will hear. Then you solve that, and you actually know how to handle those objections and how to go through those conversations in a way that you can set more in-person appointments. Then you have the problem that you don't know how to get more of these in-person appointments converted and actually the listing signed, and then that becomes the new problem, because now you're meeting with people but you're not getting anyone signed. And this is, by the way, the step where people just tend to give up. So like, I'm just seeing all this, no one is ready yet, like all that stuff is happening, I'm using my time and doing all this thing, but like nothing is really happening, so I'm just gonna quit. And that is something people need to understand, that is just another problem. You're now on a different level, and you have another problem to solve the same way as you solved the earlier problems, right? So you are going to solve that. You're going to focus all your effort on like, okay, how can I get more in-person more of these in-person appointments converted to signed listings, etc. What should the follow-up look like after an in-person appointment that I wasn't able to get a listing signed? Do I need to even get the listing signed on the first in-person appointment, or should I add on another meeting and build up the relationship and value that way? Those are the things that you need to figure out at that point, right? Because you have already solved multiple different problems earlier, but this is just a new problem, which is already feels so weird to you, because normally, most likely, when you go to an in-person appointment, a listing appointment, you will technically get 1 out of 2 of them, if not 2, or 1 out of 3 at minimum. But it's so different, right? It's more on the volume side that you have to work through different problems when it comes to it. So you just have to understand that. There was a bit of rant. However, that's a super important thing to realize. While you do that, you need to include all the objections you're getting, and you need to think through like, okay, how do I handle these objections? And then you need to document all that. And you keep on adding new objections. You need to keep on adding new scenarios that happens and how to handle those. Right. Then again, you're gonna scale up your ads, and you start hiring team members and train them on your process. Now you have SOPs, you have frameworks, you have scripts, you have objection handlers, etc. You have the whole process documented, from getting a lead to actually signing the listing and closing the deal, right? And you can now use that to get your new team member, your new agent, to go through that during their onboarding as a training, and then you actually start to get them to watch you, how you convert and close the deals, right? They are going to come with you to the appointments where you go, and you show them how you do the process. So not only they have all the SOPs, all the frameworks, scripts, and recordings, but they also have you there showing them in person live how to do the thing, right? As well as, I do recommend them actually going through from beginning the lead conversion process the same way as you did, because there's valuable lessons that they can learn from there, and they will be much more effective, much more better agents overall when they actually learn the lead conversion, from the actual getting the opt-in lead to converting that into conversation and then to appointment. So you want to get them through that. You want to either coach them on that or get us coach them. And one note here is that obviously the reason why I'm talking about team members and scaling the 7-figure commissions is that if you really want to build a business where you don't really have to do anything, then other than like lead manage and keep people accountable, coach them, etc., then that's where you really want to have team members. But you don't necessarily need that. More about that later. Next step from there is the same again. You want to scale the ads, you want to scale the systems, you want to continue to hire, onboard, and train more agents to your team, while you also close deals with them until it doesn't make sense anymore for you to close any deals at all. But you, at that point, continue to build a team, lead the team, build more SOPs, build more systems, and actually build a real business. And then become a leader instead of a doer, right? That's the next step. But as I said, if you are just looking to make 1 million a year in commissions, and you are okay to continue to close deals yourself, and you don't really want to build a huge team, you don't want to build a huge business, you just want to make 7-figure commissions, then you don't really need a huge team. You don't necessarily need any agents, depending on the market and how hard you want to work, etc. But what I do recommend, you technically could do everything by yourself. I know a couple agents who've done it and are doing it, but yeah, why do it the hard way when you can do it a slightly easier way as well? Technically, you would only need 1 to 2 ISAs to handle all the lead follow-up, all the lead conversion piece, maybe 1 to 2 agents, depending on the market and how hard you want to work. And then, as I said earlier, you don't necessarily need any agents. You need solid ISAs, assistant, and maybe a transaction coordinator to help you with all that stuff. So you don't necessarily need a huge team. You don't necessarily need anyone in your team. However, if you do want to make commissions while actually also enjoy those commissions and have more freedom, I do recommend at least having ISAs, assistant, and transaction coordinator. And then if you really want to push and really grow, then you can start hiring more and more agents and build up a actual real legit business. Also, you really do want to get the ISAs that you hire also work other leads other than just the online leads, right? They can do way more. So other lead sources, Vispos, all that good stuff, go get it done. That's pretty much it for today. Drop your comments down there, and just so you know, if you want to check out if we could potentially help you out to build and install our value first listing ecosystem into your business so that you can actually scale up your listings and your business, then go into this page. There's a link in the description. Check out the video, then schedule an interview with my team, and they will hop on a call with you, walk you through everything, and if we could potentially help you out. That's pretty much it. If you have any questions, let me know, and drop your thoughts, comments, questions, everything to the comment section. Click subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Ciao.